What's going on, everybody? And I hope you've enjoyed your Hump Day Wednesday and you're enjoying your late Wednesday night. This is NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I'm bringing you the BKN Game Recap for the Brooklyn Nets as they took on the New York Knicks, if you even want to call it taking on the New York Knicks tonight. It was more like another thrashing at the hands of the New York Knicks. Like I mentioned this morning, when I did the BKN Game Recap for the game that happened last night against the Milwaukee Bucks. The Nets are in a free fall. They are right now in a free fall in the Eastern Conference when it comes to the playoffs. They got their doors blown off tonight. Again, by the New York Knicks. They gave up 142 points to the Knicks. This great Brooklyn Nets defense, when they first made the trades for Dorian Finney-Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie, along with Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges, they've literally given up at least about 120 points in all the last 4 games that they have lost. But hey, at least they're scoring. They lost 142 to 118 tonight. This is the second game in a row where the Knicks just absolutely beat the hell out of them. It's like the Nets have no confidence right now at all. They have no confidence right now in themselves. It's a shame. But they don't look like a competent basketball team right now. They don't look like a playoff team. The Knicks shot 61% from the field tonight. 61. And they shot 57% from the field. That just right there alone shows how bad the defense was for the Brooklyn Nets tonight. That's bad. They got out-rebounded by 15. 46 to 31. I mean, the only net that had over 5 rebounds, shockingly, Nicholas Claxton. The Nets did have a couple of guys that shot pretty well tonight. Cam Johnson was the biggest winner tonight. Cam Johnson was great. 33 points, 13 of 18 from the court, 27 minutes, 2 rebounds, 1 turnover. He did have 3 personal fouls, but the 1 turnover is important. Nets only turned the ball over 12 times. Knicks turned it over 16. But the rebounding, the Nets lost the same reason the Nets have been losing the last few games. The same exact reason. They can't shoot consistently. They can't rebound. And they can't defend. It's become a broken record now with the Brooklyn Nets. Literally, these past 4 games. They can't shoot, they can't rebound, and they can't score in the clutch. This was actually a pretty close game at the beginning. And then all of a sudden, the second quarter came around, and the Nets got absolutely blitzed. They were down 81 to 57. They gave up 81 points at the half. That is defense. I don't know if this is just a talent-related thing. I don't know if it's the chemistry's not there. I mean, Ben Simmons didn't play. Yuta Watanabe didn't play. Edmund Sumner didn't play. All these guys didn't play. Simmons is out because of the knee. Sumner's out because his wife just gave birth to their new child. And Yuta Watanabe is dealing with a back injury. All 3 of these guys were out. Spencer Dinwiddie had a double-double tonight. He had 11 points and 10 rebounds. Nobody on the Nets team had a plus average tonight. The only one that did was Patty Mills because he only played 6 minutes. While on the Knicks, everybody in their starting lineup had a plus. Julius Randle, 21 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. He was terrific. Mitchell Robinson, defensive force for them, 13 points, 10 rebounds. Jalen Brunson, I think this guy's easily the most improved player in the league. 39 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. He's becoming one of the best point guards in the NBA. RJ Barrett was pedestrian with 15. And then Quentin Grimes, their young stud, 22 points he had tonight. Grimes is a very good young player for the Knicks. And then you look at their bench. Emmanuel Quickley is that spark plug for the team off the bench. 15 points off the bench for the Knicks. And then Josh Hart, Mr. Do-It-All, great defensive player. He didn't score a lot, but he at least was he was a force on the defensive side. I mean, I don't know what to say about the Nets anymore. I really don't. I would not be shocked if the Nets get their game flexed off on Friday on ESPN. Why would you want to broadcast this team right now when they look like an absolute... They're not. It's not even. They're not just losing this games. They're not even competing. They're just letting the other team drive down to the basket, bully them near the front court, bully them near the basket, grabbing a whole bunch of rebounds. The defense has been horrendous. The Knicks are getting smacked around every single night. Or the Nets are getting smacked around every single night by the Knicks, the Sixers, the Bulls, the Hawks, the Bucks. Probably going to happen to the Celtics. I think it's more of just this team has no chemistry right now. They have no chemistry. Their confidence looks shot right now. They're just all out of sorts. Dorian Finney-Smith has been useless the past couple of games. His minutes are starting to reduce now. And Jacques Vaughn had to go back and play. He's back to playing at least 11 guys tonight. You're supposed to be cutting down your rotation when you get close to the playoffs, not increasing it. And now the Nets are 34-28. What did I say? They needed to win those games against the Bulls and the Hawks. They lost them both in excruciating fashion in both ways. Then they lose to the Bucks last night. And now they get blown out by the Knicks tonight. And I am not expecting them to beat the Celtics. No way. Not with the way this team is playing. And the Celtics are the best team in the Eastern Conference besides the Bucks. No way am I expecting the Nets to beat the Bucks right now. The Celtics. Be a 5-game losing streak. At this point, the only thing I can say about the Nets is they got to do something to save face. They've got to find a way to right the ship and get into the playoffs at least. Like I said, they play the Celtics on Friday. And is there really any Nets fan that's confident they could beat them? And then after the Celtics, you got the Hornets and you got the Rockets. Two of the worst teams in the NBA. If the Nets can't beat those two teams, assuming they're going to lose to Boston on Friday, they don't deserve to make the playoffs. Plain and simple. If you can't beat the Charlotte Hornets and the Houston Rockets, you do not deserve to make the NBA playoffs. They're not even just losing the Nets right now. They are getting embarrassed night in and night out. That's what's happening to this basketball team. They are getting absolutely embarrassed right now. Non-competitive games. Like I said, Cam Johnson, 33 points. Mikal Bridges had 21. Spencer Dinwiddie had 11 and 10. Then you had Seth Curry and Cam Thomas, both scoring 10 and 15 off the bench. When is it going to matter when this team's actually in a competitive game? When are they going to win some of these games? This team is just absolutely going into the tank. And now there's 6 games over 500. And it'll probably be 5 after they lose to the Celtics. Because they have not beaten the Celtics in like 10 straight games. And I am not expecting them to beat the Celtics with this current team right now. And it's all the defense right now. The offense is not great. But the defense is the major problem with this team. The rotations are all out of sort. They're not having any type of front court presence besides Claxton. They can't get their rotations correct. They're getting bullied near the front court in the basket. They're just absolutely getting destroyed in the rebounding department every single night. Sean Marks, whatever happens in the offseason, you better be looking for guys that can rebound. In the draft or free agency or through trades, you need to find guys in the front court that can rebound the basketball other than Nicholas Claxton. Because this is embarrassing now how every single night you are getting abused in the front court. Every single night you are getting abused in the front court by everybody else. Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson could have set up a table for two in the middle of the court just to sit down and have a nice dinner as buddies. And they would have still had more rebounds than the Nets. I mean, it's just, I feel like a broken record right now. Every single night saying the same thing. But am I surprised this is happening? No. What do you expect from a team that is trying to build some type of chemistry with a roster that literally has been playing as a team for about 6-7 games? And they have nobody now that's like a clear clutch shooter. I mean, it's disappointing from the expectations the Nets and us fans had at the beginning of the season. But this is what happens after you have a big-time trade with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving gone. Ben Simmons is... Jacques Vaughn said in his press conference he hopes to have Ben Simmons back in a week or so. So Simmons is going to be out for at least another week. Don't know about Watanabe. I'm assuming Sumner's going to be back. And if Sumner's going to be back, get him in the lineup. We need offense, and Sumner can at least score the basketball. But it's the same three things that rearing their heads every single night with this basketball team now. Lack of defense, rebounding, and scoring consistently. Even though they did score 118 points. The scoring has been better. But the defense and the rebounding is what's absolutely destroying this basketball team every single night. And I'm not going to rant and rave over it anymore because I know the deal with this team. I know the deal with the Brooklyn Nets at this point. This is what you're going to be getting on a nightly basis. And if other than Nicholas Claxton, there is nobody on this front court that's a consistent presence. Nobody. You know it's a bad night when Nicholas Claxton only has one block. And his game's not been as big since Kyrie and Kevin Durant have been gone. He's had to take on more of a load, and it's just not helping him. Bridges and Johnson have been the best players on this team since the NBA trade deadline. It's been Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges. They've been consistently playing well for the Nets. And Dinwiddie, for the most part, he does turn the ball over sometimes at stupid places, but Dinwiddie has also played pretty well. But Finney-Smith has been bad. Thomas has been taking steps back, even though he was 6 for 13 tonight and he was shooting a little better. Joe Harris is pretty much playing his end of his Nets career here. Sharp is not ready, in my opinion, to get the type of minutes he's getting. Patty Mills, might as well get rid of him after the season. Seth Curry, I like Seth Curry. Maybe if you want to bring him back as a part of the piece, but the Nets need to do something defensively. And you need to get some more front court help after the season. But that's my BKN game recap. The Knicks absolutely obliterated the Nets tonight. 142-118. The Knicks are just a better team than the Nets. I have no problem admitting that. As much as fandom-wise, I dislike the Knicks are a much better team than the Nets. They are. So, if you guys like this video, hit the like button below and give a sub to NYGJeffyT85 for more news updates and chatter and game recaps surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. And turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short dropping on the channel surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. And you guys let me know in the comment section what you thought about tonight's disastrous loss for the Brooklyn Nets against the New York Knicks. And your state of the Nets heading into a day off, thank God, tomorrow. And then obviously going into the game tomorrow on Friday night in Boston against the Celtics, which is right now supposed to be on ESPN, but I would not be shocked in the next day or so if that game is flexed out for something else. But we'll have to wait and see. 34-28. 4-game losing streak for the Brooklyn Nets right now. And I would not be shocked if it's 5 by the time we get to Friday night at around 10, 11 o'clock. But we'll see. That's why you play the game. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your Wednesday night, your hump day Wednesday night. Thank you very much as always. Take it easy and let's go Brooklyn Nets. It's a Nets world and we're all just living in it.